Nobody saw this coming. A player nobody drafted, nobody talked about, and nobody expected. Just walked into a Raiders roster spot that could shake up the entire wide receiver room. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why the coaching staff can't stop talking about him. Before we get into it, if you want the fastest Raiders updates anywhere, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's start with a simple question. What happens when a team takes a chance on a guy nobody wanted? Sometimes it's nothing. And sometimes, it changes everything. That's the story unfolding right now with Raiders receiver Devin Tompkins. This guy didn't even get a fair shot at first. He went undrafted back in 2022, and he only landed on the Raiders roster one single day before training camp opened for veterans. No hype. No big introduction. Just a name added to a list at the last possible second. But here's the thing. The Raiders receiver room has been shaky all off-season. Guys have been inconsistent, and that kind of instability opens the door for someone hungry enough to walk through it. Malik Benson and Jalen Naylor have both turned heads this camp, but now Tompkins is forcing his way into that same conversation. What makes him different? Speed. Pure, game-changing speed. Back at Utah State, he averaged nearly 9 yards per punt return and over 22 yards per kickoff return. In a league where special teams performance can literally save your roster spot, that's not a small detail. That's a weapon. And he's not just a return guy either. Before players even strapped on full pads, Tompkins hauled in a 25-yard catch on a crossing route from rookie quarterback Fernando Mendoza. Then, during the first fully padded practice, he beat a promising rookie defender in a straight-up one-on-one battle. Days later, he caught a touchdown in red zone drills off another throw from Mendoza. Coaches noticed the way he attacked the ball over the middle and used his speed to just disappear from defenders. Then it happened again. Another touchdown, this time from quarterback Aiden O'Connell during Saturday's practice. 2 scores. Multiple flashes. That's not luck. That's a pattern. Now here's what makes this even more interesting. Tompkins is listed at 5'8", around 155 pounds. That is not the prototype size teams usually get excited about. But size doesn't matter much when you're breaking off defenders like it's nothing. He's also got real NFL bloodlines behind him. When he first signed as an undrafted rookie back in 2022, he was catching passes from Tom Brady himself. Last season, he lined up with Kirk Cousins in Atlanta. This isn't some random camp body. This is a guy who's been around winners. Right now, the practice squad looks like his most likely landing spot. But if he keeps stacking plays like this, the Raiders coaching staff might be forced into a decision they didn't expect to be making. And speaking of tough decisions, the front office just made one that says a lot about how they're building this roster. Because when a rival team came calling about tight end Michael Mayer, the answer was fast, and it was firm. Here's where the story shifts completely. While Tompkins is out here fighting just to make the roster, Michael Mayer is in a totally different spot. He's already proven he belongs. A rival executive reportedly reached out about trading for him last season. Las Vegas shut that conversation down immediately. Mayer is heading into the final year of his rookie deal, and everything points to him staying put as the number 2 tight end behind Brock Bowers. Now stop and think about that for a second. 2 legitimate tight end threats on the same roster. That's a nightmare matchup for opposing defenses. According to reports, Tom Brady, who now holds a minority ownership stake in the team, wanted the Raiders to build a strong offensive core before they even think about drafting a quarterback early in 2026. That meant locking down 2 dependable tight ends, a solid running back, and a reliable receiver first. Build the machine, then find the guy to drive it. Think about the problem that creates for opposing defensive coordinators. Do they load up to stop the run? Or do they play lighter to cover 2 dangerous tight ends? There's no clean answer, and that's exactly the point. Mayer earned this opportunity the hard way. Notre Dame's all-time leader in tight end receptions. Drafted in the 2nd round back in 2023 with sky-high expectations attached to his name. His rookie numbers were respectable but not overwhelming. 35 catches for 328 yards and a touchdown across 13 games. Now, with a contract year on the horizon, this season carries real weight. If he stays healthy and becomes a legitimate second option next to Bowers, the Raiders may start viewing him as a long-term cornerstone instead of a rotational piece. And if 2 tight end sets keep gaining popularity across the league, his value on the open market could skyrocket. That's exactly why turning down that trade offer matters so much. Las Vegas saw something worth protecting. So who's to blame if this offensive plan doesn't come together the way it's supposed to? Drop a name in the comments. I want to know who you're putting this on if it falls apart. But while the Raiders are busy building toward the future, a familiar face from their past just made a move nobody expected. Derek Carr is stepping off the field completely and stepping into coaching. After 9 seasons as the face of the Raiders franchise, Carr's football journey has taken a turn nobody predicted. His time in New Orleans after leaving Las Vegas was cut short by injuries, and after 2 rough seasons, he made the call to retire. Even after that, he stayed open to a comeback if the right situation came calling. A few teams reportedly checked in during the off-season, but Carr wasn't interested in just any opportunity. He wanted a real shot at a championship. That door never fully opened. So now, Carr is taking his first real step into coaching. Uckler confirmed his joining head coach Bob Chesney's staff as a special consultant, working closely with the team's quarterbacks. Chesney praised Carr's leadership and his deep understanding of the game, calling him exactly the kind of voice young quarterbacks need to hear. Carr also credited his relationship with UCLA's front office for helping make this move happen, even though his own college days were spent at Fresno State, not Uckler. So does this mean Carr's playing career is officially over? Right now, it sure looks that way. He hasn't slammed the door shut completely, but stepping into coaching makes any future comeback far more complicated. Still, never say never in this league. For now, Carr is putting everything into developing the next wave of quarterbacks, and honestly, this might just be the beginning of something much bigger for him. After spending over a decade mastering the position on the field, he now gets to study the game from a completely different angle. For Raiders fans who watched him lead this team for nearly a decade, seeing him transition into coaching is a wild full-circle moment. And who knows, maybe one day that road leads him right back to the NFL, just wearing a headset instead of a helmet. So here's my question for you. Who do you think makes the biggest impact in 2026? Devin Tompkins earning a real roster spot, Michael Mayer stepping up as a true number 2 threat, or Derek Carr eventually making his way back to the league as a coach? Drop your pick in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one with more Raiders coverage.